like, and so when the auctioneer did the auction, he ordered an appraisal. It was disclosed to the buyers, hey, we got a problem here, but we can't stop the auction because she's not moving to stop it, and the trustee has a duty to sell it. That's why it went to auction. A lot of confusion was created for retail buyers. That's why the price was depressed, because only a wholesaler was like, I don't care, Erika, I don't care who owns them, I'm just looking at the raw stones. They're ignoring the providence that these are the most talked about earrings in the world, and that if there's only one pair, they have a lot more value than if there's two pair.
Right. And to your point, if they were sold to some person overseas or whoever, they would take them and there would be no investigation. And that's 99.9% what she thought, or everyone thought, was going to happen as far as the buyer.
They didn't realize that and frankly, the buyer didn't realize that they would go for so low. It was like they wanted, there was an effort to just sort of make sure there was at least a legitimate auction. But it was a shocker when the paddles weren't raised, when the 250 bid was placed, that someone didn't bid 275. I mean, but you don't bid against yourself. I mean, some of these comments I always get are so funny. It's an auction. You're not going to say, hey, I bid 250. No one else bid 250. So now I'm bidding 275. What person would do that?
Right. Right. What about, when Erika says, because we've all seen the tweets when she says, you put in an offer on her house, like when she says you're obsessed with her. I mean, that's what she says. You've seen those tweets and you answer them. Like, what do you say to that? Because that's her argument. This attorney, and I think, I'm not sure many people think that, but she says it. So what do you say when she says things like that?
I mean, that's an unfair narrative, and I'll explain why. I mean, I'm interested in the case because it has wide-reaching effects on lawyers in Southern California, and with tenacity, I'm pursuing the various cases that I'm dealing with. That doesn't mean I'm obsessed with you. All my cases, I'm tenacious. So that's one thing. We put an offer on her house because, just like every bankruptcy lawyer and people in this little space, if an asset goes for auction or for sale and it's a good deal, we can bid on things like anybody else can. So when her house came for sale, we always were bidding 6.9. I had a friend of mine go in 50-50 with me, and he went out, and he's very good at building things, and he went out and said there's a lot of deferred maintenance, but at 6.9, it's a good price. I also wanted to take her deposition in her old house. I thought it was going to make great TV and be funny. But I was going to take the depo there, and I thought everyone would get a kick out. I was going to have some members of the public come, some of the victims, so they could see how the money was spent. So it had multiple purposes, but at the end of the day, I was going to get my money back at 6.9. When the Asian couple paid in the high sevens at the auction, I think they overpaid, but they liked the house, so good for them. That was a different issue. It was the same thing with the diamonds. We wanted to make sure there was bidding because only wholesalers were looking at it, and I was willing to risk a certain amount to preserve the integrity of the process, and also to make sure that it did get bid up. And then if there was some fortuitous event that no one bid because of misinformation, that I would still have standing to pursue a differential and pursue the factual issues. If I didn't own them, then you would be saying to me, why are you pursuing this? If I didn't have a client that owned them or had any connection, you'd be like, why do you care about the earrings? They're not yours. You're not representing me. Then you would have that argument, and I would have no standing to go to court. I have no injury, but now I have it all. And I have someone that likes wearing them. Everybody's happy. Like, it's not, I didn't post anything. I've never posted anything about the auction, except it was a good auction. And also people get confused. We're not in 1918. If a female that happens to be connected to me wants to post on their social media page, that has nothing to do with me. I don't control those pages, and I don't comment on them. It's not my work. And it's a social media page. You post whatever you want. There's no rules.
And technically you could argue, and it's true, to suggest otherwise, that you could control that as a real throwback to the women's movement and where we are in 2023.
Yeah, I mean, it's so silly. Do you know what your wife's doing? No, I don't. I don't. Are you kidding me? I mean, I like to stay in a relationship. That relationship work if I have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and I have both. You know, you don't tell people what they can do on their social media pages. That's crazy. Think about it. I mean, it's freedom of expression. I'm not going to micromanage their page.
But no, I do not think Erika expected these earrings to end up
Where they ended up.
where they ended up, connected to you.
Mad that she has to deal with it now because she knows, and her lawyer will tell her that the party's not over because there is an inconsistency that I was tweeting about before the sale. Don't confuse. I've been on this topic. It just was fortuitous that they went in the right direction. It has nothing to do with the issue. I'm lucky that I don't have to beg a civilian now to say, will you pursue this, please? I'll do it for free. It's so important. And, you know, the trustee doesn't care because she forced her hand and went to auction. So she cares a little, but they got so many things to do that they don't have the time to expose this. This is my baby that I'm going to, one of many babies that I'm going to break open so we can see what's going on.
Right. And you do have standing now because it's related to you. So now you can go full steam ahead.
Exactly. So there was multiple reasons, and it really has nothing to do with, from my perspective, it has nothing to do with anything but the legal issues and other issues. And, you know, if we get this cleared up, there'll probably be another auction. And instead of having the money diverted to lawyers' fees and lenders' fees, we'll probably divert the profits directly to a list of victims that haven't been satisfied by insurance companies. There'll be a pro rata distribution. We won't profit off of it like where, you know, there'll be a benefit to the victims where they'll participate in some of the profit on this. And hopefully Erika will help promote it. I actually expect to enlist her to help promote a real auction where there's no disinformation, where no one's thinking that they're the wrong earrings. Once we clear up the provenance of these earrings, the auctioneer at no cost to myself, just like it won't be to the estate, they will promo this. When he used the same auctioneer, they were fantastic. And they're going to put all this out and market it to get a real value for the earrings once the factual issues are resolved, because we're going to get a judgment from a judge that these are the only earrings, or we're going to get a judgment that there's two, and then the case will go in a different direction. I just have to finish the work. And in the meantime, someone's going to be happy that they get to wear nice things. That's it. It's like not that complicated. And I'm shocked why everyone's speculating. Not one person, David, called and said, hey, what's the story with this purchase? Why did you do this? Like, don't you think it's good to ask people? And then you can either agree with my reasoning or not. But I mean, don't you want to get it directly from the buyer's people?
Well, that's why I'm bringing it up while you're here, because
yeah, you're the only one. I mean, that's why I was excited when I heard you talking about it. It was so unbelievable that you wrote me, because I didn't get upset, but I was like, this person is like judging me and without even giving me the benefit of a phone call. And I was so nice. It went on a show. It wasn't a big show. I still did a favor. She was up closer to my East Coast office. And, you know, I was surprised, but then I saw you and you were like, no, I mean, you had all these great reasons about other people wearing them in my family. And I was like, this guy doesn't seem to be drinking the Kool-Aid. And then your producer called me and said, hey, you want to go on and go over some of these issues? And I said, great, you know, but that's how we got to here. But this has never been aired before at all. And, you know, the story is unfolding. Like, it's a fluid